While all the runners in the stadium take part in the race, the award goes to one man. In that case, run so as to win. Athletes deny themselves all sorts of things. They do this to win a crown of leaves that withers, but we a crown that is imperishable. For most of my life, I've been a basketball player. And like a lot of athletes, I've had the experience of being at a particularly hard practice where the coach is just pushing you and pushing you and pushing you. And at some point, you usually start to think, what's wrong with this guy? Is this just pain for pain's sake? Is this guy a sadist? What's going on here? And those are actually, I think, very important moments for a player and a team, because not all players respond very well to that kind of thing. There's usually some players who get kind of mopey, they stop trying very hard when they're pushed like that. But the better players are the ones who lean into that kind of challenge. They believe that it contains something valuable that is gained only by endurance. St. Paul tells us that just like a good athlete, a Christian must embrace the challenges that come with competition. He must gain mastery over himself, ordering and directing everything to gain victory and the honor that comes with it. I want to further St. Paul's comparison by asking another question. Any competition is shaped not just by one athlete, but by many, and the dynamics between them, right? Athletes train not just to win in the abstract, but to defeat a particular opponent. Victory in the race means at least outpacing the other runners. So, if our lives as Christians are like an athletic contest, who is our opponent? There are many possible answers to that, but I want to meditate on one in particular, extending a theme from the Old Testament. One night, when the patriarch Jacob was preparing for a confrontation with his estranged brother Esau, he was attacked by a mysterious figure who is described as both man and God, who wrestled with him until the breaking of the day. From this combat, Jacob receives a new name, Israel, the one who strives with God. So can we say that for us, as for Israel, our life as Christians is a struggle with God? We might recoil a bit at language about fighting God or striving with God. Didn't Christ name us his friends? How can we fight our divine friend? And yet, let's examine ourselves. Do we not fight him? How often do we, indeed, if not in word, resist that friendship? And besides our own resistance, there's another sense in which God might appear to us as an enemy. When the man saw that he did not prevail against Jacob, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and Jacob's thigh was put out of joint as he wrestled with him. The truth is that God sometimes himself hurts us. In a poem addressed to God, Father Gerard Manley Hopkins wonders, "Wert thou my enemy, O thou my friend, how wouldst thou worse, I wonder, than thou dost defeat, thwart me?" Every one of us must come to terms with this reality and ask ourselves, what does it mean when God does something that is painful to me? Now, maybe we know the answer, at least in principle. I think we heard it this morning from St. Augustine in the Office of Readings. He said, "Our pilgrimage on earth cannot be exempt from trial. We progress by means of trial. No one knows himself except through trial, or receives a crown except after victory." Just as a good coach is not sadistic, but through hardship is giving his players the chance to improve, so God constantly sends trials as the means of our own perfection. We know this concept. Our task is to make it our faith, to embrace the actual trials in our lives with real trust. In the next chapter in this same epistle, St. Paul reassures us that God is faithful and he will not let you be tempted beyond your strength. But with the temptation will also be provided the way of escape, that you may be able to endure it. So where is this way of escape to be found? Then the man said, "Let me go, for the day is breaking." But Jacob said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." And he said to him, "What is your name?" And he said, "Jacob." Then he said, "Your name shall no more be called Jacob, but Israel, for you have striven with God and with men and have prevailed." Jacob's trial from God becomes a blessing because he will not run away, but clings to his opponent, to the one who is both God and man. He clings to Christ, and so he becomes Israel, God's chosen one. While all the runners in the stadium take part in the race, the award goes to one man. Christ is the one man. The victory is his. But if we are truly joined to him, if we are the Israel of God, as St. Paul calls us, then we too receive his crown. Thanks be to God who gives us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. As we run the race of Lent in the footsteps of Christ, let us keep pace with him, right behind him, taking hold of him and refusing to let go. And may he grant us the trust and perseverance which merit his blessing.